Hey, Victor, I kind of wanted to talk a bit about the palm muting that Todd and Monica is mentioning as well. And so you probably already know this, but you can practice it. It probably it's never a bad thing to practice, even for someone who's played for many years. So you can palm mute heavy, you can palm mute. It's basically I think of it as a scale. Either you palm mute very heavily or you palm mute lightly, and I think there's like slight palm mute or light palm mute on that part, or at the very least, he's dampening the lower 4 to 5 strings depending on what Luca is playing. So, first of all, let's go through the palm mute just for a second. It's interesting to try at least. Maybe play the open D string. If you pick a few notes there, just kind of random, not palm muting at all, kind of not. I'm taking my hand off the bridge essentially. Then you could heavy palm mute. I'd move it all the way towards the first pickup here. It's a very heavy palm mute. And like if I move any closer towards the strings, it's just gonna be a dead note. And the more I go towards the bridge, the lighter it becomes, obviously. So it's still there. You can kind of hear it. And you can do this on the higher strings too, of course. For me, it does become tricky on the high E string. You can still do it relatively easily on the high B string, or the B string. So, essentially, it's a good thing to be able to control that muting technique. And if nothing else, you will want to mute the lowest, or be sure that you're muting all the strings with your picking hand, the lowest 4 or 5 strings. So playing through this lick, hang on, you've got some exercises for it as well. So the first one, the 12, 10, 8, and so on. I probably tend to leave the E string relatively untouched or relatively unmuted, but it's a very slight, all the way back, right around the bridge here. Just kind of touch it lightly. Just make sure it's not ringing too much, If I wasn't muting anything at all, it might become noisy. Let me try it. Not even sure I can do it. Try to leave the lower strings open there. So, let's look at the lick from Luca as well. The solo second part. So, at least if I go through the strings here, you'd probably hear that the low string is muted. It probably sits around there. A string there. D there. G probably very muted. B string kind of there. And E string just right around there anyway. So, obviously it moves about a bit. But playing through it, okay. I want to go there, I shouldn't. It's a bit tricky moving your hand around that. I'd probably take the notes up here instead, personally. But yeah, it's just a very different sound, like if you're making an alternate pick run. I tend to open up as I go towards the final note of the run. So usually start very muted, and then end up kind of open on the very last note. I'm definitely not warmed up. Anyway, let's go back to the lick here. That was what we came from. So I tend to leave quite a bit of mute on it. I think. I mean, it's still ringing out, but all the other strings, like the B string, is not ringing. G string barely ringing, D barely, and the low E is kind of muted anyway as well. So. Okay. I want to go there again. Okay. Got a new pick, by the way. Come on. That's not right. Tripping me up that. I was seeing me struggle through it. Probably ended soon, but yeah. So anyway, play around with the muting, and let me just check out this again. See the tab. So those are some tips anyway. Let me know if you have any questions.